Welcome back into the studio. I've got another critique video and hopefully you're finding these videos really useful. If so, if you could just, leave a message in the comments. It's only by your comments that I can really tell if you're enjoying these videos, so I can keep doing some more. If you're not a YouTube member, obviously you can hit the thumbs up, the like on there to show me you're enjoying them as well. So let's jump right in. So this is the reference photo by Melanie Wright from Wildlife Reference Photos. So that's one the artist used, and the artist really liked that dramatic lighting that we can see here with these red rocks as well. Okay, and the cougar just coming out of the shadows into the sunlight. So let me show you the drawing that we've got on here as well. Okay, so really emphasize that dramatic lighting, darken the shadows to create more of a dramatic look. So really coming from dark shadows with the light just on the head and the chest and that foreleg really mainly. Okay, so let's see if I can go through some tips, some techniques here, and a few pointers as well. Now I've put a grey frame around both of them because I want to show you colors, tonal values and things like that on this video, and it's easier to show you on grey, something mid-tone like this grey, because on white it can really skew the tonal values in particular. Okay, so something dark on a white background will look even darker, and something light on a white background will look not as, it doesn't look as it should do, hence the grey. And that's why I use grey paper for my drawings very often, or mid-tone paper, and the same when I'm doing my paintings as well. Okay, let me start off though by taking this reference photo a bit further, because the artist, as I said, wanted a real dramatic look to it. So if I go image, adjust the levels, okay, so if we wanted it more dramatic, I can make the lights just a little bit lighter, okay, not substantially because we'd lose all detail in the chest, and then I could make the darks a bit darker. Okay, so I'm dragging the middle down. So if I drag down instead this far left, this is the real darks that's going darker then. Okay, so not as natural a look to it. So I'm dragging the middle down, and if I go down to about there, so if I then turn it on and off, see we've got more of a dramatic look. Perhaps that's better about there. Okay, so that's the kind of look the artist was after. I can take the darks down then a little bit more. So that's more of that dramatic look. Okay, so let me just delete this one. I'll duplicate that now, and we call it colors. So I've got a new layer there for colors, because what I want to show you is that with the strong light, these orange rocks as well, we're getting lots and lots of bounced light, bounced colors going into the shadows in particular. Let's take a look at the drawing. Okay, so here we'll see in the shadows it's pretty much black. Okay, and then we've got that strong light. Now if we've got strong light, unless the cave is a long way away and you're looking deep into the darkness, you're going to really get bounce light, and that's what we see in here. And that's what's really enriching everything that we see and making it look very realistic. Okay, so if for instance you make it just black, the color can really look quite dead. Okay, so a very dead appearance to it. If we switch back again and you see the darkness, okay, there's no luminosity in there, there's no bounce light. So let's take a few points out of here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take out that color, I'll put it here, and I'll put some of this lighter color here as well by the side of it. Okay, so that's basically the rock in shadow. Let me drag the window down, put it to the side, so I can drag the artist window down, and we'll eventually be able to show both areas. So if I take the shadow here, okay, and drag that out, you can see it's black. So we add this point as well, the light. So if I take the light here, you can see it is a little bit lighter, but now let's match those colors up. So you see what we're seeing here, this color, the bounce light in the shadow is the richness of the rocks bouncing from the floor, bouncing up into the surface of these rocks. So there's a massive difference here, and that's why we've lost that warm appearance. Okay, so what if we take a look instead at the cougar's body? Okay, so I'll take a big chunk by here, that's kind of the middle part of the cougar's body, and let's draw a big square with it. Okay, so you can see it's the exact color because of the line I'm coming down. If we do the same over here, I'll take this area here, drag that up, make a square out of that. So if I put the two on top of each other, you can see a huge difference again. And you can see how that black is really deadening the appearance. This is really common for artists to get wrong. We know in our mind that shadow is dark, but we're not training our eyes to see the true color in there. Now another good section to look at is this one here. Okay, so we go out from there, so we know that's the exact color. I draw a square, and we do the same here. We do a square there, and I'll put this one on top again. You see the difference again. Okay, really big difference with that bounce light. So this color is kind of this color, the highlight. Okay, let's take this one. So it's that, and kind of a shadowy color with it, so more blue and more of the red. So it's really using the complementary colors. So we've got orange, the complementary then, so red and yellow is orange, opposite that is blue, and that's what's really deadening this down a lot. Okay, deaden down the color with the complementary, whereas here, rather than having the complementary colors that we've got here of this, okay, so that's not that far out, as you can see. Okay, that's not far out at all. Rather than the complementary colors, we've just got black instead, and exactly the same on the body. Okay, we've got black instead. So that's what's making a massive difference. Another way of showing it, okay, let me just put these up here. So that's the issue we've got really with this particular drawing. I love the textures in the rock. We've got lovely fur textures as well, and lots of artists get really wrapped up in that type of thing. Whereas what you need to look at is the base colors. At the blocking in stage, okay, that's when you need to know the masses of colors that you've got. So if I grab these down, and we look, say, at this rock color by the foot, by here, okay, so that's all roughly that color. If I use that and come over to this drawing, this should be what all that rock color is as a base. Okay, it looks light on here because there's so much dark around it. If we take a look at, say, the cougar's leg, then roughly it should be that color. Very similar again. Now this is why I say either to use your image like this and drag out these colors, okay, so you know when you're selecting your pencils or your pan pastels what the basic colors are. Now this looks very dark, but when you put the real darks next to it, you can see it's not that dark. So you need to be able to see a color next to another color. Experience gives you this, but dragging colors out like this, and I've got a few videos on YouTube or on my Patreon channel showing exactly how you do that in a few different programs, free programs as well. But also, if you print out a good quality print that looks like you want the drawing to look like, or your painting, and fold it, then if you fold it, which would be similar to, say, you know, taking a section by here. So if I copy that layer and then drag that over here, if you folded your paper and put it over, you can see instantly this needs to be lighter, okay, a different color by there. And if we looked at, say, you'll see how useful it is now. If I take a section then from the body, okay, so if I did that, just select this a minute, it's my layers, I think. I know what it is, hang on, I'm not a expert with Photoshop. Right, now if I drag that over onto here, we see the color that the body should be. Okay, so if I match that up, so if you folded your paper and put it on top, when you're doing your underlayers, you instantly see it needed to go not blacker, it needed to go lighter, just slightly lighter. The tonal value is not that far off, but look at the richness in that background. Lots of purples and deep plum colors, and then all that bounce light in the body. So this is a really quick way of seeing if your eyes are tricking your brain. When you fold your reference photo or drag the colors out, you know then this is what you need. This is the real color. So if you're out like this, you know you need to get these rich colors on top. Now lots of people avoid it, doing this for some reason. They just want to plow ahead, and if you're a beginner in particular, you need to do this to check your colors a lot, especially at the early stages of blocking in. Don't worry about the details at that stage. As you become more proficient with your art, you don't need to do this that often. I don't do it very often myself, but what I do is right at the beginning, I'll use small pieces of my pastel matte paper that I've cut off, and I'll rub my pencils on there. I've got a video on this, so I know all the pencils and all the pans that will give me the closest match to the colors that I want. Okay, and I do it that way. So thanks to the artist for sending it in, and for the photographer as well. It's a wonderful image that we've got here for people to work from, and I hope you've picked up some more tips and techniques with it. As I said, let me know in the comments below if you like this type of video, and I'll do some more. See you all again very soon. Just wanted to quickly mention my Patreon channel for those looking for even more in-depth art instruction. It's packed full of pastel videos, oil videos as well, and those videos are being added to new ones every single month. I have videos for the complete beginner that have never done pastels or oils before with just limited supplies, and I take you from the very first blocking in all the way through to the final detailed drawings and paintings. I've also got some really unusual subjects as well, and in all of my videos I always take you through all the details. You see everything I do, how I create my work. But it's not just for beginners, it's also for novices, and I also show the best artwork that I've ever done as well. And this particular elephant video spans 6 hours, so you know you're going to see tons and tons of details, tips and techniques. And as mentioned, I've got lots of oil videos on there too, so there really is something for everybody, and you get access to hundreds of hours worth of videos for just $4. Now over 1,000 members strong. Hope to see you there soon.